For this series that I want to start on HubSpot tutorial is going to be in a layered manner because I want to talk about HubSpot from scratch, creating short sprinted videos and then compiling it at the end of the series so that it becomes a complete, comprehensive and elaborate course. So please stick on with this series if you're learning HubSpot or if you're new in the CRM field so that you grasp all the knowledge that you have. And we are open for collaboration, we are open for questions in the comment section and answers. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new viewer for this channel, I want to say a very big welcome, and I want to also let you know that you are going to have a lot to take away from this channel because this channel talks about CRM extensively, and this channel is open for whatever comments you have and whatever solution you are trying to build. And also, if you have been a returning viewer, thank you. I'm grateful that you are always sticking to this channel. Please, I want to see your comments coming in so that I will know that you're following and then my videos are getting views. So please, let's just dive into it. For today, I'm going to be creating, or for this session rather, I'm going to be showing you how to create users or add users in HubSpot and also how to remove users from HubSpot. So let's start. So this is the home page in HubSpot, and then you can add users by just going to your profile button. This is my profile button where it shows the cloud magic. So I can click on the cloud magics and then I can create a user from here. This is the first way of creating a user and the easiest way of creating a user in HubSpot. Creating a user is also same thing as inviting a user to become a partaker, a user of this org, and you can also assign permissions and profile while doing that. So let's create a user from here first. Now when we select create a user, it's taking a while to refresh, so it's going to come to the back, take us to the back end, and then if is asking us for the email address of the user. So if you want multiple email addresses, that means you want to create multiple users, because HubSpot natively assumes that one user has one email address, so a user cannot have two email addresses. So now is the time to enter that email address, and I'm going to be entering an email address at gmail.com. Make sure the Gmail address is valid. So if I put in an email address that is not valid, I don't think it's going to work. So it says please enter a valid email address. So if you do not put a valid email address, this is not going to work. So this is just a sample email address, and then you can also import users in bulk using the CSV. We are still going to get to this. Now what do we want to do? We click on next, and then we assign a seat assignment. This seat comes to a user or comes to your org depending on the type of license your org has purchased. So when you purchase your license, some licenses come with sales workspace sales seat, some come with view only seat, some come with other type of seat. So we click on the search and we see that we just have the view only seat and the core seat, and then the developer seat, and then the sales professional seat. So what we can do is to assign the core seat to this user, and then we can choose how to set access. So we can make the person a super admin or create the exact type of access we want. This access gives the user the limitation to what the user is able to access or do in this org. So let me just make the user a super admin, and then we can either use the seat permission as the access. We can make a super admin. A super admin has the absolute right and access to do every single thing in this org. So long as you make a user a super admin, the user has rights to access the org from the back end to the front end and do whatever the user chooses to do. Now, do you want to start with a template? So you can create a template so that when you're creating users for other users, you can use the same template for them, so long as probably they are in the same maybe sales team or marketing team or RevOps team, any other team type of team you have within your organization. Or do you want to create the the permission from the scratch. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to make the user a super admin, and then I'm going to select next, and then I'll go ahead to creating a user. Now when I'm creating this user, the user, it says I have added one user. Now the user, I can either copy this link and send to the user, but the user should have already gotten an email. So this is the same invite link that is going to be sitting on the email that the user has gotten. Now you can either copy this for faster updates. So when you copy it and send to the user doesn't have to wait for the email, but automatically the email should have dropped by now. And then you can also set up users with presets. Presets are just collection of groups that you have in your org, but we don't need that for now. So we're going to click on done, and then if you go back to your users, you are going to see that you have pending invites, right? So let me see, active users, bounced invites. So this is bounced because the email is a dummy email, and if the user has accepted the invite, you are going to see that the invite status will be accepted. So this is how to create a user in HubSpot. Now, how do you remove a user? You can either remove a user by coming here, you select this person, and then you select delete more, click on more, and then hold on a minute. We can only remove deactivated users, so let me just deactivate first. I'll deactivate the user first, and then I will have to remove the user. So why this is like this is because when you deactivate, it opens up this page for you, and then you can remove from account. Probably you are removing from account because this user has left the business. So these are just the possible reasons why you have to delete a user. So this is how you have seen in this video how to create a user in HubSpot and how to remove a user by simply going to the profile icon, which is this cloud magic, and then creating a user. Or you can come from here, set up. When you click on set up, it takes you to the back end of the HubSpot account, and then under account and management, you go to users and teams. When you click on users and teams, you are going to see this page that brings out all the users you have in your org, and then you can click on add user here. This add user button allows you to either create a new user or import users. So let's try to import a user. When I want to import a user, I have to use a CSV file. So I do not have a CSV file, but I'm going to currently create just one, and then I will import the user. Let's go right into the Excel, and then we can create an Excel sheet to import a user. I would have prepared the Excel sheet, but let's just see what we can do quickly. So let me say this is the first name column, and this column is the last name. Is the last name. So we have Thelma Brown, and then we can have Mali Hot. So we can have Mali Hot at gmail.com as the email for this user, and then we can have Thelma at gmail.com. So this column C is going to be email, and then I'm going to save onto this, save as I'm going to save. So I'm going to save it on my document as So I'm going to save these. I'm going to save these as test import user sample CSV. So it's an Excel workbook, and then I'll go back into my org and choose it as a file. So when I go back to my documents, I'm going to find import users. So I'm going to click on next. So it says something went wrong. Let me try again. I think what went wrong is that this is saved as an Excel workbook. So save as browse place. I'm going to change it to CSV, comma delimited, and save. Go back to my org and then try again. I will cancel this and I will start from the scratch. So when I click on add users, I'll have to click on import again, and then I will try to choose the file. I'm going to go to downloads and import user sample, open, and click on next. So this didn't work initially because of the type of file I was trying to upload. So if you're trying to upload an Excel workbook, which is the XLSX, you are going to have this error. But if you're trying to update user file, you should make sure the Excel file is saved as comma CSV comma delimited. So it says that no error has been found. It's going to create the user records, and then the first name is here. The first name is currently mapped to the first name property. The last name is here, and then the email is mapped to the email. So I will click on next, and then search an assignment. I'm going to give them view only seats, and I'm not going to give, so it's going to make use of the seat permissions, and I'm going to click on next, and I'm going to finish my import. So when I finish my import, you are going to go back to refresh the page and then check if this user has been created, and we are waiting for them to accept their invites. So as the page is refreshing, we have 2 pending invites under this list view, and we have Mali Horst and we have Thelma Brown, and we have the seat and we have the access type, because this is the access type that the seat has provided, and also we are waiting for them to accept the invite. So this is the entirety of how to create users in HubSpot, and also how to remove users in HubSpot.